1773 to 1858. Regulating Act of 1773 to regulate East India Company, Central Administration. Governor of Bengal to Governor General of Bengal. First was Lord Warren Hastings, Executive Council, 4 members. Established Supreme Court at Calcutta in 1774. Private trade and bribe crossed out. Court of Director reports to British government on revenue, military and civil affairs. Pitt's India Act of 1784. Distinguished commercial and political function. BOC political, civil, military and revenue affairs. COD commercial affairs. System of double government. Indian territories called British possession in India. British government have supreme control over companies' affairs. Charter Act of 1813. Enlightenment of Indians, Christian missionaries. 100,000 for improvement of education. Crown sovereignty over British India. Open to all, except tea and opium and trade with China. Companies' monopoly over Indians' trade finished. Charter Act of 1833. Governor General of Bengal to Governor General of India. First GGI Lord William Bentinck. All civil and military powers to GGI. Attempt to introduce open competition towards centralization. Central Legislature for India. Ended activities of EIC as commercial body and become administrative body. Charter Act of 1853. Separated legislative and executive functions. 6 new members, legislative councillors. Open competition for recruitment of civil servants. Macaulay Committee, 1854.
Companies rule extended.
First time local representation in Indian Legislative Council. 4 members by local government of Madras, Bombay, Bengal and Agra.
The Crown Rule 1858 to 1947.
Government of India Act 1858 for good government of India. Abolish East India Company. Powers transferred to British Crown. Governor General of India to Viceroy of India. First VOI Lord Canning. Abolish double government. BOC and COD ended. Beginning of parliamentary system. 15-member Council of India. Secretary of State's member of British Cabinet. Complete authority over Indian administration. Indian Councils Act of 1861. Beginning of representative in law making process. Viceroy nominates some Indians as non-official members. 1862 Lord Canning nominates Raja of Banaras, Maharaja of Patiala, Sir Dinka Rao. Decentralization, restoring legislature powers of Bombay and Madras. Established new legislative council in Bengal, NWFP in Punjab. Empowered Viceroy to make rules and orders for transaction of business in council. Recognition to portfolio system by Lord Canning. In 1859, empowered Viceroy to issue ordinance without concurrence of Legislature Council for 6 months. Indian Councils Act of 1892. Non-official members increases in central and provincial legislative council. Functions of Legislative Council increases. Power of discussing budget. Addressing question to executive. Indian Councils
Act of 1909. More lenient to reforms.
Central Legislative Council members increases from 16 to 60. First time associations of Indians with Executive Council of Viceroy and Governors. Satyendra Prasad Sinha as law member. Communal representation. Separate electorate. Legalized communalism. Lord Minto, father of communal electorate. separate electorate, presidencies, corporations, Chamber of Commerce, universities and zamindas.
Torrid of India, Act 1919. Montagu Chelmsford reforms.
Objective introduction of responsible government in India. Separate central and provincial subjects, structure centralized and unitary, provincial subjects transferred by governor and legislative council and reserved by governor and executive council. This dual scheme of governance diarchy, first time introduced by bicameralism and direct election, majority of both houses by direct election. Communal representation extend to 6 Indo-Christians, Anglo-Indians and Europeans. Franchise to limited number of people basis on property, sex or education.
Viceroy Executive Council 3 to be Indians.
Public Service Commission in 1926. Separate provincial and central budget. Statutory Commission to Inquiry. New Office of the High Commissioner for India.